Listen, let's get straight into these 6 key questions about writing and publishing your book. And the first question is, well, where do you start? You know, you've got this idea for a book, it's been bubbling under for some time. A lot of people have told you you should write a book. And in the back of your mind, you also think, you know what? Yes, I do want to write a book. So, where do you start in writing a book? Because, in large measure, there are a lot of moving parts. It's like juggling, there's a lot of things going on. What do you do? We'll come to that a little bit later on, because where you start is in a slightly different place. You don't start thinking about all the things that you have to do. You start thinking about who you are writing for. Who's your audience? Who are your ideal readers? And I want you to be thinking, what's bugging them? I know you've got a lot of ideas about the book you want to write, that you could write. Park that for a second. Think about the men and women who you serve. The men and women in your community, the men and women who are your clients, the men and women who are your colleagues in the business or institution that you serve. Think about other people. Think about the people who could be the readers of your book. What's keeping them awake at night? If you're thinking about your book as a mechanism to generate high-value clients for you, think about them. Think about your best clients. Think about your best colleagues. Think about the wonderful people in your community that you aspire to serve. And ask yourself, what is their problem? What's the challenge that they most face? What is your best client's biggest problem? I want you to write that book. That's where you'll start, thinking about your best clients, your colleagues, the men and women that you serve. What is their biggest challenge right now? And I want you to write that book. What I want you to do, though, is not just start writing that book. We'll start in a particular sequence, and I want you to think about the title of your book. Bear with me, this might sound weird. I came off a call yesterday with Rebecca Marsh, a director and publisher at Routledge. They publish the most amazing books for managers, but also for academics. And she helps people to start with the title of the book. When people search for your book, they'll search in large measure online. So the title of your book has to have the sort of section or subject matter or area that people are going to be typing into search. I love this idea that you have your core title has leadership or change or business or whatever it might be in the title, some phrase around that, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words in the title. And this is what really blew me away. She said that in the subtitle, you frame a solution for your ideal readers. So it might be leadership in times of complexity or something like that. And then in the subtitle, you put how leaders can, whatever your potential solution might be. She also said something else, and that ties in with some things that Jacqueline and I have found. And that is when you're trying to make a start on your book, you need to know where you're going. Thinking about Stephen Covey, start with the end in mind. Think about the blurb, the back page of your book will have some text on it. I know it sounds ridiculous to think about your finished book when you haven't even started writing it, but this really helps you frame where it is you're going and the kind of research that you need to do. So you think about your title, you think about your subtitle, framing what it is that potentially your readers will get out of the book, and then you describe in the blurb your review at the back of the book. This is who this book is for. This is what you will learn as a result of reading this book. And I love this as a way forward, as a way to get you started. Imagine your book is complete. Imagine it's in somebody's hands, somebody that you care about, a community, client, colleague. And you frame the title of the book, the subtitle of the book, and the blurb, the description on the back of the book. And that will shape for you the market that you're going to serve with this book. That is where you start, with the end in mind, the title, the subtitle, the blurb, the review on the back of the book. Lots more to think about here, but that is where you start. And you need to spend, I would say, potentially a day or even 2 just hammering this out right at the start of the process. Because without an understanding of where it is you're going, you will write something random, completely not serving any of the communities that you care about. I urge you, start with the end in mind, title, subtitle, and the subtitle should frame your potential solution for your readers, and a blurb, a review of who this book is for, what they will learn from reading your book. And that, it'll change. It's your working title, it's your working blurb, your working subtitle, but that will give you a great point to start from, a springboard to do the research that you need to do, and it will motivate you to want to get started, to see that come to fruition. So you're thinking about getting started, but if you want to know how to carve the time out of your busy, busy day, then you need to watch this video right now.